Welcome back to Megaman X3. And before we move on to the final Maverick, I'm actually missing a couple of things in Volt Catfish's stage. Basically, half of the stuff in there. I'm missing the sub-tank and the armor piece, as well as an optional boss that you have to defeat in order to actually get the good ending. So we're gonna jump back into Volt Catfish's stage to get those last missing items here. And you can tell that I'm missing it because here, yeah, if you look at the map, those little orange circles are where the two items are that I'm missing. Can you tell where those are in the actual stage based on that diagram? Neither can I, because that diagram is awful, and you can't bring it up again anyway to look for it, so it doesn't even matter. Thankfully, though, I know where they are, but the first thing I'm going to do is jump down on this elevator here, and come over to this teleporter over here, and it'll warp us to a stage where we will fight the mysterious Maverick that we've seen a while ago. If you've played Mega Man X before, you know who it is. And he has an amazing theme, by the way. If you've defeated Volt Catfish, then all the power is on in this room, so you'll be able to ride this elevator up without having to worry about the rocks falling on you. Or if you're greedy like me and trying to get those, you're going to have to climb up the wall anyway, but hey, whatever. It's a very short stage. We're already at the boss. Gee, and I wonder who this mysterious Maverick is going to be. Oh, look at that. It's Vile. Who didn't see this coming? Actually, this is kind of a big shock that he's back because there was really no hint that he survived, and apparently he survived. And Doppler repaired him, though I don't know why the X-Hunters wouldn't have repaired him in X2, but that's another story altogether. He's weak to the Ray Splasher, and he fights pretty much exactly the same way that he did in X1. He'll dash at you, and then punch when he gets close enough. If you're good enough, unlike me, you should be able to just jump over his fist every time he punches you, and then you won't have to worry about dodging him anyway. Then you won't have to worry about dodging. But because my timing is awful and I haven't played this game in forever, I suck at it. But his first phase is weak to the Ray Splasher. Unlike the first game, his ride armor actually has a health bar, so you can destroy it this time. After you defeat it, then it's just like X1, where after Zero destroyed his ride armor, he's by himself, and you fight him this way. He's weak to the spinning blade, and you need to defeat him with the spinning blade in order to permanently defeat him. And as you saw there, I failed, so jump cutting to my successful run against him. I don't play X3 as much as the other games. That's my excuse as to why I'm not as good at it. At least I'm able to beat it. I never said I was gonna do a flawless no death run of this game, but yeah, his pattern's fairly simple. The only thing that's annoying is his little machine gun that he shoots out there, because if you time it wrong, yeah, I grinded off screen to fill up my sub-tanks, but if you time your jump wrong with the machine gun, you won't be able to dodge it. His fire bar is easy to dodge, but for some reason, I had the hardest time dodging his machine gun from the right. But now I got the timing right, and that doesn't mean I'm going to keep it right the whole time. But yeah, I hope you enjoy watching the same old jumps over and over again. Yeah, see? Yeah, unfortunately, this is how it just goes. He is weak to this to the spinning blade. That doesn't mean it's gonna go by fast. I've already run out of things to say. Vile, it's nice to see you again, buddy, but you could have added more techniques. This gets old really fast. And he is Done. If you didn't defeat him using the spinning blade, then he would just warp away. You wouldn't get this really slow text of how he said he will haunt you till the day you die. Yeah. See ya, Vile. See ya in X8. Yeah, we don't see him again till Mega Man X8. I don't know if that means that Capcom forgot that he existed or what. Although X5 was intended to be the end of the series at that time, so I don't know. Maybe he was supposed to die there permanently. But now that you've defeated him, he has a time bomb, so you got to get out of here in 50 seconds, which is plenty of time. Don't worry. This isn't like, you know, Metroid where you have just enough time to get through it. No, you've got plenty of time. Though to make things go a little faster, if you have the Frost Shield, yeah, that makes it go by faster. And if you've defeated Volt Catfish, that makes this section go by quicker. Now, the game tries to screw with you by having falling floors here, but that's not too bad. Look, I've got 5 seconds to spare. And when you go through that stage, it then warps you back to the beginning of the level. So I'm just going to jump cut back here, where you use the powered up gravity well to move up this platform, and we get the final armor piece. This is why I waited, because both of the things I wanted to get were in the same level, so I may as well just do them both at once. So as usual, your armored piece reduces damage you take by 50%, and then this will also give you like a little barrier around yourself that'll prevent even more damage, which really I don't see the point in. It does work, but it's not very useful, honestly. But now we have the full third armor. We're not entirely done with all the item collecting yet, unfortunately. We're still missing 2 sub-tanks, and quite a bit of heart tanks, and 2 ride armors. 3 ride armors, I'm sorry. I don't know how to count tonight. But yeah, we've collected everything in Volt Catfish's level, got everything in Tunnel Rhinos, got everything in Neon Tiger. Still didn't get the life up from there. Yeah, we're missing quite a bit of stuff, but I'll save those all for backtracking later. Yeah, this was me just double checking on what's what. If the word is highlighted in red, that means we haven't picked it up yet. If it's highlighted in white, that means you've gotten it. Now you'll notice there's these question mark slots. There are 4 of those, and each one is a special chip that gives you a... Oh, hold on one second. So here we are in Blast Hornet's stage. As I mentioned before, there were those pink question marks. So here we have 3 items, although we're only picking up 2 of them. The third one is a special chip that if you collect it, you can only get 1 of each. There's a special chip that gives you an upgrade to your helmet, an upgrade to your dash, an upgrade to your buster, and an upgrade to your armor. But you can only get 1 at a time. And if you get 1, it locks you out of the super upgrade for this game. So you don't want to get any of them, actually. But, so just if you look at the stages and you have those red question marks, ignore those. You don't need those, because we'll be getting something that gives us all 4 of them at the same time. But we'll talk about those upgrades later. For now, we've got Blast Hornet, and it starts off a little slow. You got elevators. It's kind of like Gravity Beetle stage a little bit, although you have that cool bee helicopter in the background. So all those bee helicopters from the first game were being manufactured here, I guess. I don't know. I do like the music, though. Now, this is one of the stages where the mini-boss would be different depending on what stage you come to first. We have this mini-boss here first. Hope you like wireframes, because the Super FX chip is in play once again, just like in X2, except this is the only time this happens. We have this little octagon wheel that's super easy to deal with. Just keep shooting at it. And it does spiral around the room, but whatever, it's super easy to dodge. Just keep shooting it, and shooting it. It'll blow up eventually. It's not that hard. I think it's weak to acid burst. I could be wrong, though, but I typically don't need to use special weapons on it. There we go. And then here, okay, so now we're at the main part. So now we're at the outer edge of the stage, which is the main part. And you're going to... The reason why I came here as late as I did is that you're going to need to use the Tornado Fang to break through some of these walls. Again, it's hard to say which one you're supposed to break through, but don't worry, I know where they are. We'll get them. This is also where we're going to finally be able to get our ride armors. Because we need the one ride armor that's in this stage in order to use the other ride armors that we have gotten. Using the Tornado Fang to break through that, we can also break through this wall. And then break down this block. And boom. Here's the Chimera armor. And now that we have this armor, we can use every other ride armor that we've collected up till this point. I don't know why we need to unlock this one to use the other armors, but we do. Now, we don't have to necessarily use the elevator to go up there, but it's faster, and I don't know why I didn't jump off the freaking elevator when I got up there the first time. Sorry about that. Oh well. In fact, I didn't even think I could jump back down there. I guess I didn't go up all the way, but yay. So now we have the ride armors, and as you can, the big difference now is we actually have a health bar for the ride armors this time. So now we know when they're going to explode. Right out here would be where there would be a mini boss. There would be a helicopter with a whole bunch of mavericks trying to put blocks into it, and those blocks are what get carried over to Gravity Beetle's stage for some reason. Don't ask me why that's the way it is. So you need the air dash in order to get the heart container in this level. Or the heart tank, whatever. Yeah, it's heart tank. Heart container is Zelda. But you need the air dash to do that. Actually, I don't think you necessarily do. You might be able to make it if you just leap off of the ride armor, but oh well. More conveyor belts. There we go. God, I love that double shot. So good. Takes a little time to power it up, but hey. Ow! That was bad timing on my part. And now I'm getting flashbacks to Dustman's stage. Or... was it Dustman or was it someone from Megaman 5? Oh well. It looks familiar to me, but whatever. Let's go take on Blast Hornet. God, I am terrified of bees, and if I ever saw a robot like this, I'd probably run in fear, because holy crap, that is one giant bee. Thankfully, he's super easy. If you use the gravity well, it damages him, and the fastest way to deal with him is to stand right on top of the gravity well so that when it runs out, instead of it having to run back towards you specifically, you just automatically collect it and you can shoot it again. If you don't do that, then you're going to have to wait a few seconds for it to come back, and then you have, and that, just don't do that. No one wants to wait. Blast Hornet is ridiculously hard without his weakness. He hits like a tank, and for multiple reasons, he shoots a whole bunch of mini bees at you that swarm at you, and then they stick to you and do extra damage. And then he kind of dashes at you and stings you himself, and that does a ton of damage. It's just not pleasant to fight all around without using his weakness. But now we have the... Not Hornet Chaser, no, that would be Megaman 9. It's still the best weapon in the franchise, by the way. No, we got Parasitic Bomb. Actually, no, not... Actually, I take that back. Hornet Chaser is not the best weapon in the franchise. That would be... Oh, anyway, before that... Hey, it's Dr. Kane! We finally get to see him after 2 games. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this cutscene speak for itself. Gasp! Sigma is back once again. But Dr. Doppler is creating a new body for Sigma. So we have to go stop Dr. Doppler before he creates this body for Sigma. Big shocker, Sigma's back. Anyway, we're not entirely done with the backtracking just yet. But in the next video, we will be going off to Dr. Doppler's lab to try and stop him before he builds that new body for Sigma. See you guys then.